spinal cord. The bottom of the spinal cord is the conus medullaris, which is this point right about there, L1. Then the filum terminale is the very end of the last wire right by your butt. The other guy shows it better than this one. There'll be a little wire that goes down right here. It'll be the filum terminale. Origin of spinal cord, bottom of the head. Termination, conus medullaris. Length of spinal cord, yay. Denticulate ligaments are only on this model, and there are these two little things in here which hold your spine in the bone. So right there and there, those are denticulate ligaments. Denticulate, teeth-like ligaments.
They're number 15 on there.
They're number 15. All right, so if we go back to this model, as we're zooming in, so we have our meninges are these three layers. So dura, arachnoid, and tia. Then there's an epidural space where the fat is above. There's a subarachnoid space, which is the big gap here between the arachnoid and the tia. And there's a subdural space, which is the line between the dura and the arachnoid. Spinal nerves, cervical, lumbar enlargement. So cervical enlargement means it's thicker in your neck. Lumbar enlargement means it's thicker around in your lumbar. The cauda equina, which is horse's tail, is all the wiring coming off from L and S. It looks like a tail of a horse. All this branching you see is the cauda equina. And that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So now we're going to go to spinal cord. Okay, so the gray matter is the butterfly. And the butterfly is called horns. So number 38 here would be the back horn or posterior dorsal horn. The front of the butterfly is anterior or ventral horn. The butterfly's sideways wings are laterals. So you have posterior, anterior, lateral horns. Right? Then the wires themselves are roots. So the wires out of this part are dorsal. The wires down here are ventral for the neurons. We have a central canal, and the little body of the butterfly, that's the commissure, the gray commissure is there. And we got those. And then this bump right here and here is on the dorsal wire. We call that a ganglion. So that's the dorsal root ganglion. That's how you know the dorsal side, always the bumpy one. The white matter is everything that's not the gray. So you have the fissure in front, anterior median fissure. You have posterior median sulcus, which means depression in the back. So fissure in front, sulcus in back. Then you have the posterior median septum, which is this line that separates the back in half. And then the white things are called funiculi. So these are the posterior funiculi, lateral funiculi, anterior funiculi, also known as columns. And that's where the tracts are, is inside the white. So posterior, lateral, and anterior. And then you have the nerves. Okay, so cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, we got dorsal, ventral. Okay, on dorsal ventral ramus. That's on this model. After the two roots come out, they merge here. That's a spinal nerve. And they split. One goes towards your back, and one goes towards your front. So this one's called the dorsal ramus. It bends backwards towards your back. This one's called the ventral ramus. It goes forward towards your abdomen. So you have your root, then your nerve, and then your ramus that goes out. And then everything else is up here. So we have a cervical plexus, which is C1 to C5. And these three wires, 3, 4, 5, form the phrenic nerve that go down to your spine. We have a brachial plexus, which is C5 to T1, that does all the wires of your arms. So let's see, axillary is a crummy one on this model. It goes right here. It goes to your deltoid. It goes under and around. This wire here is going to your biceps brachii, so that would be the musculocutaneous. The median goes down the middle. The radial goes in the back. The ulnar goes in the front. Those would be those three. And the lumbar plexus, the only one you have to know for lab, is the femoral nerve, which is this big wire, and this model comes out here from your thigh. This wire is your sciatic. That's going to go down below your calf and become a tibial, which is in the back of your calf, and the fibular, which is in the front and side of your calf.
This is sciatic, right?
That's supposed to be, I think.
And this is femur.
Well, that's coming out of the S's. That should be sciatic. Where's the other flat man? Right here.
Oh.
He's got a better one. Give me the other flat man. Because that's your sciatic. Yeah, so okay, they're just splitting the sciatic. Those are both sciatics. Let me see on this one. I like this one much better.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. This one you can see. Stand up. So here's sciatic, the big wire coming out of all the S's. Here's your femoral from L2, L4. So on this model, I think they split the sciatic in half. You have the same wire going to, so sciatic this one, like that one. So I like this one much better for me.
So where are the horse, like the head that look like a horse's tail?
All this down here.
Oh, that's all down.
So your spinal cord ends here. Here's the conus medullaris, and that's all the horse's tail, cauda equina going down. And the filum terminale is that.
And that attaches to the posterior of the coccyx?
Yes, that's the bottom of your tailbone. That's the end of that wire. Make sense?
Thank you.